ค Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or dead and night as it may be. This is Crash here with our coverage of the sprint qualifying for the Qatar GP. Again, this is the Racing News channel. I want to thank everyone here right now. We got a good number already on YouTube. Got a good number on Twitch already here. That number will go up as we get closer to the start. We have about 4 minutes left before green light starts us on sprint qualifying 1. Rules again, be aware of is that it will be 12 minutes on the board for Q1, 10 for Q2, 8 for Q3. Medium tires are required in SQ1, SQ2, and then SQ3 they're required to use soft tires. You know what you're saying right now. I want to thank everyone's here. Got Mayaki here, Chase here, Paul is here. If you're green in YouTube chat, now's the time to say something. I know there's more people. These are the people who again who have thrown a few bucks into each month to support the channel. Thank you very much. They get a free super chat each month as well as special emojis. For those on Twitch, we got Solomon, Scholastic Turtle, Feral here, Toro's here. Hatsudir. is here. So cool. Thank you for being over here on Twitch chat. Again, if you want to ask a question, just do at Grash Riza, and I'll highlight my name. I'll drop my name in chat. We've got 3 compounds this weekend. They are the C1, C2, C3 compounds. Of those, C3 is the soft compound this weekend. C1, C2 are required during the race. I looked through the Pirelli documents. I found that little nugget a few moments ago. Again, tires are required. We've got a 2-stop strategy in the race itself because they've restricted the tire limit to 25 laps. So that's any lap during the race, the sprint, or during any session as well. So if it was used here in quali during pre-practice, those laps count. But laps outside of that, so reconnaissance laps, the formation laps after the checkered flag will not count towards that. And partly because the big issue is that they've got this turn 12, 13 formation that they are going at super high speeds, and the tires I mean, even though they replaced the curbs were these pyramid type curbs a few years ago. They're still, the tires are just not designed to take the pressure and stress that goes into them over that particular section of the track. This is the start of Sector 3, as they're talking about. We got any moment now that green light is going to turn on, and the cars will be. I mean, they're already lined up on pit lane. Any moment now, the green light has turned on, and which is the Red Bull is coming out? Look at Max is the first one out. So we are live with SQ1. Gonna pause my stream for a little bit. So here we go. We've got Verstappen first, Leclerc, Gasly second, Soda third, Leclerc fourth to go out. Scott is here. It's going for everyone. Hello. Scott does a football manager stream, which are you starting at noon, Scott? Or when are you starting that stream? Dusty conditions. I don't think it was dusty. It is night, so there's that instead. Max is coming around turn 16, and he will be coming to the line and starting at the first flying lap on this course. Tsunoda starting his flying lap right now, and here comes Leclerc. Gasly also starting on that flying lap, and then it looks like Hamilton will be the fifth one beyond that flying lap. So Max obviously is going to have a full purple lap because he's going to be the first to do his lap. So now in that third sector. Those in Twitch chat. Prediction of who will win the poll today. Norris, Verstappen, Isaac, Hamilton, Lawson, Oscar, Alonso, or someone else are the answers, the particular bets over there. We do have a poll over here where who will take pole position, say Oscar, Norris, Verstappen, or Russell. Right now, Max is 55%, Norris 23%, Oscar 18%, Russell 4%. Max starts off with a 122.258. Clerk is 95 thousandths behind him. Behrman has come in third, 352 behind. Tsunoda is 435. Ocon fifth at 461. Sainz 797. Hamilton over a second. Colpino ninth. Gasly 10th. Isaac just went to the top of the board. He's 271 faster than Max. Albon P2, 155 behind Isaac. So Isaac has the fastest second sector on that previous lap. Lando going to the top of the board, 121.621 fastest first and third sector. He's 366 faster than Isaac. Oscar's coming in, sliding in P2, 192 behind. Hulkenberg slides in seventh. Orlando slides in sixth, 98 behind. Stroll goes in at 13th. So leaves Lando, Lawson, Antonelli, and Russell, who Alonso about to finish his lap. Lawson is in sector 2. Alonso goes to P3, 288 behind. So right now we're waiting for Lawson, Antonelli, and Russell. Antonelli and Russell just left a few moments ago. They're in sector 2 on their outlap. Lawson's just ahead of them in sector 2 as well. Track illusion is kicking. Yeah, definitely. The only other support series that is racing here this weekend is the F2 series. Lawson just slid in ninth. That's putting Hamilton, Colby, and Gasly in the drop zone, waiting for Antonelli and Russell to set a time. Antonelli's going to go start his flying lap, and Russell's going to about to start a flying lap. Max now on a new flying lap. So is Leclerc. Behrman, Tsunoda, Ocon, Sainz. So Verstappen top of the board, 121, 494 with a faster sector, first and third sector, 127 faster than Norris. Norris is about to go, he just did a cool down lap, so he's about to do a flying lap. Gasly moves up to seventh, 806 behind Max. Tsunoda goes up to fifth, 436 behind Max. Clerk moves up to seventh, 496 behind Max, so 3 thousandths faster than behind, Isaac. Hamilton moves up to 14th. Sainz moves up to 6th. Here comes Stroll, Ocon, and Alonso. Ocon moves up to 9th. We've got Bierman, Colapino, and Lawson next to crossing the line. Bierman's up to 10th. Colapino right now is 18th, bottom of who set times already. He was only on up to one position to 17th. Lawson right now is 14th. This he's on a cool down lap. Now we finally get Antonelli. We'll get Albon, Norris. Albon is on a flying lap. So Antonelli first, 19th. Something happened with that lap. It's only 14. He's 14 seconds off. Albon moves up to 6. Norris moves to the top of the board. Russell does an 18. Yeah, these are not. What's going on? It looks like Hulkenberg just moves up to 3rd. So here's what's up with the Mercedes. They've decided to go around a second time, do a second lap around before doing their actual flying lap. Bordello moves up to 4th, ahead of his teammate Hulkenberg in 5th. Stroll in 14th. So right now, Colapino, Hamilton, Lawson, Gasly, Stroll are potentially in the drop zone right now, pending Antonelli and Russell's doing an actual lap. Lawson is pitting, which is to be expected. Here comes Antonelli. He goes up to 15th. That's not good. Here comes Russell. He could potentially put his teammate in the drop zone. He goes up to 5th. So that drops. So Stroll is our driver at risk now. Antonelli is 16th, Gasly 17th, Lawson 18th, Hamilton 19th, Colapino 20th. Lawson is just now coming out of the pits, used with a set of used mediums. So it must be the same mediums he just was on. We've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in this session. Yeah, 2 minutes to go now. Lando on a flying lap. First one to be on a flying lap. Alonso goes to the top of the board, 121.276. He's 10 thousandths faster than Oscar is P2. Norris is P3, 122 back. Max is P4, 118 back. Again, they are required to use medium in Q1, Q2, and softs in Q3. So basically, everyone but Alonso at this point, who's crossing the line, pretty much is going around, should be starting a flying lap. I say should; it's not happening. Stroll does a 30.1. That's 0.3 off. Verstappen's doing a fastest first lap. Bordello is improving in their times. Leclerc is improving in their times. Stroll maybe improving in their times. Oh, look, it's starting flying lap. I'm trying to see. Stroll's going to move up to 8th. I'm going to put Bierman at risk. Max goes to the top of the board, fastest first and third sector, fastest second sector. Sonoda has at the moment. Yeah, the checkered flag, and I think Lawson got through. Hamilton's going to move to 15th. Clerk moves up to 6th. Doesn't affect Hamilton, though. Comes Sonoda. Sonoda moves up to 5th. Again, it's not bothering. Here, Gasly. Gasly's 19th. Gasly only moves to 18th. He's out. Antonelli's going to move to 5th. That's going to drop Hamilton. Hamilton's out. Sainz was at the 5th. So again, we're looking at the Haas's and Colpino. So here comes Ocon. Ocon moves to 12th. That puts Isaac, though he's on a flying lap. Bierman's 7th. That puts Albon at risk, though those are on flying laps. Here comes Isaac. Moves to 5th. Puts Stroll out. Hulkenberg moves to 4th. Comes Colpino. Colpino doesn't move. Russell goes to 7th. And here's Albon. He moves to 14th. And that's going to give us Stroll, Lawson, Hamilton, Gasly, Colpino out. And that's Q1, everyone. Again, you listen to the Racing 6 channel. This is Grash with our coverage of the sprint qualifying, sprint qualifying for so what happened to Hamilton? I'm not really sure if it was just a slow lap or what's going on with Hamilton at the moment. He's definitely in a mental place where he's not good. He had an interview where they asked him about what was going on. He didn't even want to talk about it. And he kind of clammed up and didn't want to talk to the media to that question. So. It's one thing for Ferrari to not be good at a track. It is another for Ferrari to go out in Ferrari driver to go out in Q1. So. They've noted an incident between Max and Norris regarding impeding. See if that's actually going to be investigated. I was looking at what you're saying right now at the moment. Again, Stroll, Lawson, Hamilton, Gasly, Colpino are out in Q1 in that order. Right now, we're waiting for the setup for sprint qualifying 2. Again, 10 minutes will be on the board, and they will be required to use a medium tire again in SQ2. So the cut line for Ocon was the driver at 15th. It was a 121.773, and that made the cut line being 34 thousandths for Stroll. We did a 121.807. Max, on the other hand, did 121.172. So we were in the 121s from P1 all the way down to P17. Gasly was under a second at 9:40, and Colpino was ahead by like 1.1. The board has just switched over. Don't. All I know is that they've noted an incident between Norris and Verstappen for impeding. I don't know any more else. Haven't seen the replay. Yeah, Alpine hasn't really been competitive all year. I mean, what's going on? We're showing. Norris had a lot of traffic on a lap. Um, Looks like that number of cars looks like it's a delta that they're noting. Like multiple cars were noted for maximum delta, which they end up not doing. So the involvement with Norris and Max reviewed no further. So they're just calling it a racing incident. The replay that I saw just a moment ago looks like Norris had a ton of traffic, and SQ2's just started. Russell's the first one to go out. Max is going to be the second, and then Sonoda. Again, 10 minutes on the board. We've already gone through 30 seconds of it, so it's 9:30 left in the session. And then again, they are using medium tires. So it looks like most of the field are using the tires they used in SQ1. That is of interesting of note because any laps they put on these tires, they will have to be honored for the sprint race and the race itself. So we're waiting for everyone to come out on their out laps. Looking at what you guys are saying at the moment. Just got 400 likes. Thank you, everyone. That's helpful with the algorithm. Got the Maxiteers in chat sharing. Some of you sharing for Yuki as well. That's interesting. Both in YouTube and Twitch chat. So got our first going on actual flying laps. I think Norris is going to be the first one to cross the line. Get the fastest first sector. Fastest second sector right now is Sonoda. Max is the fastest third sector. So it's a 121.295. So it comes in P2, 321 behind Max. Hulkenberg comes in P3, 336 behind. Russell aborted his lap, but he's still considered setting a time. Barlow comes in fourth. He's over a second, though. Leclerc goes P2, 196. And he'll be across the line, but he is on an outlap. And that will give us Ocon, Behrman, Norris, and Oscar. Ocon goes fifth. Behrman will be next. Behrman goes P5 ahead of his teammates, 394 behind Max. Norris goes top of the board, 120.965, first in the 120s in this session. Here comes Oscar, fastest third sector. Oscar goes P2, fastest second sector, 49 thousandths behind his teammate. So Max right now is on a cool-down lap. So I suspect if he goes around, he'll be a flying lap. Sainz is going to P4, 484 back. Russell the third, 310 back, fastest first sector. Alba's 11th with almost 1.4 back. Isaac goes fifth, 477 back. Waiting for Alonso, who's next across the line, and then Antonelli. Alonso goes 14th. He may be going. This might actually his actual flying lap now. Given a lap like that. Here comes Antonelli. Antonelli abandoned his lap, so he's going to go again. Antonelli does a 29.9. So that's 2 tenths off of his teammate. I'll keep an eye on it. And Antonelli's right now the one that's in. Right now, the only one that has not set a time, proper time. That would be Behrman, Ocon, Albon, Borrell, Alonso right now in the drop zone. Hulkenberg would be at risk depending on where Antonelli jumps to. Oh, okay, track limit. That's why he abandoned the lap, was a track limit. Here comes Antonelli. He's finishing his lap right now, coming to the straight, to the start-finish line. He jumps to 7th. So again, Hulkenberg is at risk. Behrman, Ocon, Albon, Borrell, Alonso in the drop zone. Borrell right now is in the pits. It's like we got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this session. Let me see. Leclerc, Yuki, Hulkenberg, Behrman, Ocon, Borletto, all on outlaps. Alonso looks like he's on he started a flying lap but abandoned it. Albon's on a cool down lap. Verstappen's on a flying lap. Does 29.7. 4-6. He's within 1/100th of 2/100ths of Russell. Max right now is P4. So he's the only one on a flying lap. So here's Alonso. Start flying lap. The Papaya boys are coming around. They will be starting flying lap. Hulkenberg is not finishing his out lap. Max is coming to the line to start the lap. Verstappen goes third. 80 thousandths behind Norris. Got 106 left to go in this session. So the only one who's pretty much locked in at this point is Max Verstappen. That was his last attempt at a flying lap. Just trying to see as people come across the line. Again, most of these cars right now are starting flying laps. Tsunoda is on a flying lap. Leclerc is finishing his flying lap. Leclerc goes fourth. Here comes Tsunoda. Tsunoda goes fourth, so he's 196. So he's about 116 behind his teammate. Alonso ends up being seventh. So these are now times being locked in. 8 seconds to go. So checkered flag. Hulkenberg will be the first one to take the checkered flag. He doesn't improve in his position. Sainz goes to fifth. Norris and Oscar are going to pit. They were P1, P2. Ocon only moves up to 12. So we know Ocon and Hulkenberg are out. Albon is up. Antonelli still on flying lap. Borrell moves up to 12th. Borrell is out. So we're looking at Bierman and Antonelli and Isaac right now. Isaac is the driver at risk. Isaac did 10th. Bierman does 12th. Bierman out. I think Antonelli is the last one. Russell just moved to 4th. So it's Antonelli or Isaac into Q. And Antonelli doesn't move. Antonelli's got to be out. Nope. Antonelli moves up to 10th. Board was a little slow. So we've got Isaac, Behrman, Borletto, Hulkenberg, and Ocon out in Q2. Ooh, that's brutal. It's only 57 thousandths between Antonelli and Isaac. Antonelli does a 121.376 and Isaac does a 121.433. Again, 57 thousandths difference between those two drivers, between in and out. And I think Isaac had it the fastest second sector too as well, which is the kicker here. So we got Norris, Oscar, Verstappen, Russell, Tsunoda, Sainz, Leclerc, Albon, Alonso, and Antonelli in for Q3. Again, this is Grash with you with our coverage of sprint qualifying. We just finished Q2. We are now waiting for Q3 to reset for Q3. I think everyone here, we've got over 4,000 in YouTube, over 75 over in Twitch chat. I want to thank everyone who's come over from Total Motorsports. Again, that's total-motorsports.com is their website. Again, a great resource for information regarding F1 and other series, as well as... Oh, okay, Isaac Oh, okay. Hulkenberg had a track limit deleted. He pitted. Okay, so it looks like Isaac's time was deleted because Kimi's... Okay, Isaac's time was deleted due to track limits. That's why Kimi moved up. All right. And that is unfortunate. Right now, at the moment, again, we are waiting for the board to switch over. Again, Isaac, Bierman, Barlow, Hulkenberg, Ocon are the 5 drivers out in Q2. Both Williams are in Q, so both Williams are in Q3. Both Mercedes are in Q3, and both McLarens are in Q3. And it gives us Russell, Max, Leclerc, and Alonso being the other 4 drivers. Sorry, both Red Bulls are in. My apologies. So again, right now, we will see the soft tires come out for Q3, and that's mandatory for the sprint race. The mediums and hard tires will be mandatory in the race itself. So you're seeing an SQ incident involving Max, Sonoda, Hulkenberg, but with multiple cards. Basically, those are basically maximum delta. We're gonna basically, you can safely ignore that pretty much because the stewards haven't been doing anything regarding those maximum deltas. Yeah, Borrell Hugberg are in kick stick. It's technically is stake kick Sauber because gay gambling. The name of Behrman Ocon, they're in the Haas car, and it's just Haas. It's technically like Haas MoneyGram something else. Yeah, so again, Bordeaux and Hulkenberg are going to be, so the Kick Sauber car is going to be Audi next year. It's going to be 100% Audi. They actually do own the team outright at this point. So this is just the end of the naming for the car at this point. Yeah, there were some changes to the track. Digital gravel strip at the exit of turn 6, as well as turn 10 on the right side. Strip at the exit of turn 16. The gravel strip at the exit of turn 14 starts earlier, and then the gravel bits have been painted. So those are your changes to the track this year. Q3 have just started. Anthony Ellie's going to be the first one out onto track. Again, welcome back everyone at the Racing Statistics channel. This is Crash with our live coverage of QUALI. We're in our top 10 shootout German poll. Antonelli was the first to go out, then Russell, then Verstappen, Tsunoda, Sainz, Alonso, Leclerc. We're waiting for Norris, Oscar, Albon to come out. Norris will be next. It'll be another few minutes before we get any actual times. So with Q3, with 8 minutes on the board, they literally have enough time to go out, go around, and do it again. And they really don't have time to pit. Who gets it right? Again, no points for qualifying, but the points will be given for P1 through P8 in the sprint tomorrow. P1 gets 8 points, and it reduces 1 point all the way to 1 point if for P8. So only 8 drivers tomorrow are getting points in the sprint race. If Lando finishes ahead of both Max and Oscar, it means that Lando only then just has to beat Lando and Oscar in the GP to take the World Drivers' Championship. But if he's behind either one of those, then things progress to another. Things will progress. We'll just say. We'll have a better idea what Lando needs to do with the GP after the sprint race tomorrow. So first times on the board, Antonelli is a 120.903. Russell is a 120.528. That's 375 difference between the two teammates. So now goes P3, but he's 1.5 seconds back. Sainz goes 284 back, P2. Alonso is P3, 336 back. Max is doing a second lap. Max abandoned his lap. That's what's going on. Is he doing another? Yeah, Max had track limits issues. So Oscar goes to the top board, 120.241. So Max has not set a time. Albon has gone to P4, 547. Surprised they didn't try and pit Max for another set of tires or something. But Max is going to go around and he will then go for it again right away. Norris is 44 behind Oscar. So it's a 120.241 versus 120.285. Norris the fastest first and third sector, whereas Oscar is the fastest second sector. Oscar's the fastest, second fastest in first and third sector as well. So right now, everyone's gone around at least once. So here comes Antonelli and Russell. They're going to start their flying lap now. No, they're going to pit. Oh, they're pitting. They're pitting. Mercedes pitting. Okay, they got about 45 seconds to get those cars back out. Max and Tsunoda with 2:30 left to go across the line. So it looks like a double stack for. I'm going to send Russell out. I should send Russell out. Yeah, so it ended up being a double stack for Mercedes. Looks like Max and Tsunoda are going around a second time before going on a flying lap. Oscar's going around off. So this is going to be interesting. So Norris is now with 148 to go. Looks like he's going around on another. Yeah, everyone's going around again. So it looks like two laps to recharge these tires and batteries and whatnot. Scholastic pointing out in the last race I said DSQ instead of DRS is now enabled in lap 2 instead of. So I said disqualification DSQ is now enabled in lap 2 instead of DRS. He laughed in the moment and didn't know had visions of the future. Why is Max done for four? It's a strategy. It's that basically you can get the tire in the right place by doing 2 laps as opposed to 1. So Max is now crossing the line. He's going to be the first to do a flying lap. Tsunoda is going to be next. So basically, order on track right now is how they're going to come in. So for Max, Tsunoda, Antonelli, Alonso, Leclerc, Sainz. So it's Sainz, Leclerc, Oscar. No, they're playing with speeds at the moment. So Leclerc let Sainz go ahead. Oscar let Russell get ahead. Norris is letting Albon get ahead. So Norris is going to be the last one on track, on doing their flying lap. So as they come in, this is going to be it. They're going to lock in their times. Times in position. Max right now turn 15, coming to 16. Max will come in at P4, 287 back. Same time as Russell, but because Russell said it earlier, Russell gets the advantage. Tsunoda goes to P3, 278. They're going to push Max to P5, Antonelli to P6. Here comes Alonso. Alonso jumps to P3, 209 back. Comes Sainz, currently P10. He jumps to P8. Leclerc and Russell are next. Leclerc is currently P9. He does not improve. Russell is going to go to the top of the board, 120.807. Oscar, Albon, Norris left. Oscar on provisional pole. Albon next. And then Albon's a move. And Norris does not move. So we've got Oscar on provisional pole, Russell second, Norris third, Alonso fifth, Tsunoda fifth, Verstappen is sixth, Antonelli seventh, and Sainz eighth. Those are our point gaining positions to start the race tomorrow. Leclerc is going to be ninth, and Albon is going to be 10th. And that is going to be the start. That is going to be, yeah, that's our qualification for Q3. Oh, snap. In prediction poll, yay, Grashariza. That would be me, unfortunately. 6,950 points went to me in the prediction poll. Oopsie, everyone. I have to put that into the race. Another prediction later on. Did we finish the poll over here? It looks like we did. Yeah, I don't know when the poll actually finished over on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, that is going to be our session for qualification. I want to thank everyone who's here. We will be back tomorrow for the sprint race, and then later qualification for the Grand Prix. This has been Crash for everyone here at Racing Systems. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a good, for those of you in the United States, it is Black Friday because yesterday was Thanksgiving. So those who are shopping, good luck to you. Take care, everyone. We will see you tomorrow.